Hey guys, my name is Chloe Baller and I'm a sophomore here at Iowa State. I am majoring in animal ecology and minoring in geology, and I've been working at the Iowa State Insect Zoo for about a year now. And so what I mainly do here is take care of tarantulas, so today I'm going to be talking about rose hair tarantulas with you guys. So let's get started. So this is Clementine, one of our Chilean Rose Hair Tarantulas. We named her Clementine because she's more of an orangish reddish in color, kind of like a clementine. And she is one of my favorite tarantulas here at the Iowa State Insect Zoo. And then below me is Rosie, one of our most famous tarantulas that we have here. She's one of our oldest ones as well. And you can see that she's kind of more brown in color. She still has a hint of pink on her cephalothorax, but it's kind of not there as much as since she's so old. So all tarantulas belong to the phylum Arthropoda or arthropods, and then they are in the class Arachnids. So all arthropods, which include like your typical like insects or hermit crabs, all those types of things, they all shed their exoskeleton or they molt. And so these are a couple of our rose hair molts, which means that they, like I said, they shed their exoskeleton, so they completely grow a whole new exoskeleton every time that they grow. So you can see like these different sizes. And then on top of that, they also shed their fangs. So you can see in these molts of their fangs as well. So some people fear tarantulas because they believe they're aggressive and might bite them. But as you can see here, she's really not doing any of those things to me right now. And that's mainly because she knows, for one, that I'm not food, and for two, that I am not a threat to her. So if I was like hurting her in any way, like if I was squishing her or something, obviously she's going to bite because that's one of her like few defenses that she can do. But like in a situation like this, if she really was feeling threatened, she's not just going to bite me because that'd be a waste of her venom and a waste of her time. So one of the first things that she would do is that she would flee. So she would kind of like run away if she was feeling really, really threatened. And then if I was still messing with her, she would urticate these urticating hairs to kind of shoot out these little hairs on them, kind of like a porcupine would. So as you can see, she's covered in all these little fuzzy hairs. She feels really, really fuzzy. But like those can be very irritating to like your face and your eyes if you do get them on you. Urticating hairs are not fun, but with rose hairs in general, they're relatively docile and they don't usually like to flick their hairs. And so if you're still messing with a tarantula, I mean, this is kind of like tarantulas in general, they'll kind of do like a dry bite. And so like I said, they don't want to waste your venom on you because they know they can't eat you. And if you're still messing with them, then they can do like, they might release some venom, which could be much like a bee sting. No tarantula can actually kill you. They can make you feel, kind of sick depending on like the different species, but they're not venomous to the point that, you're gonna be killed by them. And so at that point, you might as well just leave them alone. So there's no need to be manhandling them if they're, obviously trying to escape from you. But she's one of them that like we handle and stuff quite a bit. And like I said, rose hairs are pretty chill and docile. So that's why she's not biting me or trying to flee or anything, because she knows that I'm not going to hurt her. So she's not going to hurt me. So you guys are probably wondering what makes a tarantula different from a spider. Well, tarantulas, much like a spider, they have 8 legs, as you can see. She has 8 legs. And then they have 2 body parts, the cephalothorax and the abdomen. But what's different between spiders and tarantulas, there's a couple of differences. But one of the main differences are their eyes. So you can see all of her eyes are kind of clumped right here. So she has 8 eyes clumped in this one little area. While with spiders, they usually have like eyes that are kind of all over like the front of their head. And they're like usually really, really big. Think of like a jumping spider, which we can post like a picture up on there to show like the differences. And then on top of that, they also have differences in the way that their fangs move. So as you can see with her fangs are kind of like up and down. And so with tarantulas, they kind of go like this with their fangs, kind of an up and down motion, while spiders kind of have more of a scissoring motion. And they kind of go side to side and kind of eat their food in that way. Another difference between tarantulas and spiders are their hunting methods. So as you can see in Laverne's tank right here, that she has this webbing kind of all over this little hide that she has. So tarantulas, they like to kind of wait for their food to come to them, while spiders kind of go out and kind of go after their food, or like they'll make like a web to trap their food. But tarantulas, they don't really use their web for trapping food. They just kind of use it to feel for vibrations if there is a meal kind of out there. But they usually just kind of sit in their burrow and they wait for it to come to them. They're kind of lazy. But with spiders, they're more like active eaters. They kind of go out and they like hunt or put that webbing out there to catch things. So that's another major difference. And so she just got some really good webbing to kind of show that as well. So there are two types of different tarantulas. There are the Old World and the New World. And so the Old World tarantulas are all kind of like the tarantulas that are from like Africa and Asia kind of areas, and they're more arboreal, while the New World tarantulas are like in the Americas. So with Clementine right here, she is native to Chile, so hence their name, the Chilean Rose Hairs. They're native to Chile, Bolivia, and Argentina down in South America, and they're more of a desert-dwelling species. They like to burrow, so a lot of New World tarantulas are more burrowing species and like to live in more kind of deserty climates. Tarantulas can live for a long time. Rose hairs in particular can live anywhere from 15 to 25 years if they're female, and the males only live anywhere from about 5 to 7 years just because their main purpose in life is to like reproduce. And so the females live almost like 2 to 3 times longer than the males, and that's kind of true for like all tarantulas. The females outlive the males. And so as I mentioned about the molts, that like every time that they grow, they have to shed their exoskeleton. So we have actually here, luckily, I just picked this guy up about a week ago. This is a young baby rose hair tarantula. You can see just how tiny. So she, or actually it's a sexed male, he is a little over 2 years old. And then like with these guys, like Rosie's one of our oldest, she's 15, and then Clementine, I think she's about 6 or 7 years old. But anyways, it takes a long time for them to reach sexual maturity or like this adult stage. And so like I said, every time they eat, so we like feed them crickets or mealworms. Those are kind of like their favorite meals. And every time that they eat, they kind of grow like a little bit, and once like they grow like a lot, they shed their exoskeleton. So you can just see, I don't know if I can get a better view of this little male. You can see just how tiny he is. And it'll take a couple more years for him to get, you know, sexual maturity. But since he's a male, he won't live nearly as long as these females down here. But you can see just how tiny, look how cute. And so he'll probably be molting here soon. He's got a really big abdomen, as you can see, but super cute little guy. Thank you guys for watching my video over rose hair tarantulas. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. I'll be putting all those links down in the description box below. And then also subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get more content over what we do here at the Iowa State Insect Zoo. So we will see you guys in the next videos. See ya!